Hey, what's up guys? My name's Shane. I've been in the painting industry since 2006, own my own painting company since 2010. I'm super blessed and lucky. I do other stuff too, like this kind of stuff. But in this video, I want to explain how to scale a painting business. And I'm not saying this is the right way or that there is a right and wrong way. I'm just telling you from my personal experience, what I've learned and what I've done. And hopefully you can learn that and use it to hopefully scale your business quicker in a better way. Or at least you know like, hey, I know that this works because this is what I did. And based on my experience, this is what I think is the best way to do it. And it's also really important to understand what is your goal. Because a lot of time you might find that your goal is not to scale a painting company. You know, there's a lot of stress, a lot of problems that happen with that. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but you might have heard the expression like an entrepreneur wears a lot of hats. And what they mean by that is you're working a lot of positions, especially in the beginning. If it's just you, you're literally doing all the positions of the company. But at different stages of scaling a painting company, you're going to be wearing one hat for a longer period of time or more often than the others. And at stage one, what you're going to be doing more than anything in the hat you're going to be wearing is painting. You're a painter. I did that. It was awesome. It was great. You can make great money painting. I mean, if you're running a painting company, pretty much you make all the money. All the profit goes to you, just a little bit of overhead and materials, but you know, you pocket the rest. With my business partner at the time, 2010, we painted all summer. At the end of the summer, I'd saved $10,000, which was more money than I'd ever saved. I was on top of the world. I literally was like, wow, this is awesome. I just graduated college and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do painting. I'm a painter. And it was great. But if you want to scale, you have to take off that hat and not wear it anymore. And that's what I mean by like, you have to understand what your goals are. If your goals are to make great money, be happy, not have a lot of stress, then don't take off that hat because it's great, you know? Again, that's what I'm saying. There's no right or wrong way. I'm just saying if your goal is to scale and grow and make a painting company big, you're gonna have to take that hat off. And that is the first hat that I would remove. And I know from personal experience as well as other people, you should definitely make the commitment to yourself to never paint again. You might have heard the expression, get off the tools, because it's a slippery trap. And it's so easy when you stop painting to just like, oh, I'm just gonna do that touch up. Like I'm not gonna call somebody, have them drive 2 hours over to this job site to grab this tiny little touch up when I could just take care of it right now. I've been there, I've made that mistake more than once, but I'm telling you, it is the wrong choice. Again, it's my opinion, but if you take some away from this video, if you're gonna hang that hat up, make the commitment to yourself that no matter what, you're not gonna paint again. And in the long run, I truly believe you'll be happy you made that decision. All right, and then another little piece of advice, I've got a video on what's better, subcontractors or employees, but when you're gonna delegate painting or not wear that hat anymore, I would recommend starting with a subcontractor. Reason being is you don't know if you're gonna have work next month, next week, but that's what a subcontractor is. It's piecework. So it's like, hey, I've got this job, and then you can work on your business till you have another job, and you don't have all those liabilities and extra work that comes along with employees. So like if you can't give them work, they might file for unemployment, that sort of thing. So that's just a little piece of advice there. And it also kind of breaks that belief of like, well, I can't hang up the painting because I don't have full-time work yet for them, so I can't really hire anybody. It's like you can hire a sub, again, if that's your goal. All right, and then the next thing that I would hire for and hat that I would try to remove, at least this is what I did, is sales. So in the second stage, you'll realize like sales is where you want to be spending most of your time. Again, you're doing all the things, you're wearing all the hats, but sales, that's where you're really gonna make the most money. Like the more estimates you do, more jobs you get, more profit you make. But you want to hire that so that somebody else does that. And again, you might have that belief, well, like I don't have enough estimates yet or something. You can hire somebody and you can pay them commission only. That way, hey, if they don't sell, it's no risk to you, you're not gonna lose any money, you only pay when jobs come in. If you don't have enough leads coming in to keep them full-time, you could hire somebody that not only does the estimates, but goes door to door and generates their own estimates. I'm just trying to help you understand that like, hey, this is possible. But that's the next hat that I at least delegated. I'm not saying it's the right way. You could definitely hire a production manager and just do the sales. You could do it that way too. I'm just telling you that that's what I did and how I did it. So at that point, the main thing I was doing, the main hat I'm wearing is I'm a production manager and I'm managing all the production. And that would be the next hat that I would take off and try to hire somebody to do. And the reason why I do still believe that you should hire sales first versus production, I think it's easier to hire and train a sales rep or an estimator than it is a production manager. And the reason I say that is just my own personal experience. It took me 3 years to actually learn how to properly train a production manager, how to know what to look for, how to hire the right production manager. And I struggled for 3 years till I finally hired one that was good and stuck and made my life a lot easier. Okay, so once you've hired the painters, estimators, production manager, the next hat that you should be wearing more than anything is you're the marketing manager. And you should just focus on marketing your business because that's what brings in leads. The more leads you get, the more estimates for estimators, the more jobs for the painters that the production managers manage. And if you do really good at it, you can hire more estimators, more production managers, more painters. And at that point, again, you're still wearing a lot of the other hats of the business, but the main thing you should be doing is focused on marketing. All right, and then I think you might see the pattern here. The next hire that you would try to do is marketing. Now, I hired a marketing manager, but you don't have to do that. You could hire an agency. There's a lot of bad ones. There's a lot of good ones. But whether you're hiring an employee or another company, you can pass on the marketing. And then you're an operator, a managing marketer, a CEO. Essentially, you're just doing management and keeping everything together. And that would be the last and final hat that you could delegate or hire somebody for, is hire a CEO to run the business. So I haven't ever done that. That would be the next thing I would hire for, and I don't plan on doing that. Maybe ever. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And again, there's no right or wrong way. You don't actually have to go in that order, but those are like the 5 departments, I would say, that need to be done and what you'd eventually outsource. I would say the first one, painting, and the last one, the CEO, are going to stay the first and the last. But the others in the middle, you could do it in any order. For instance, you could be painting, hire that out, and then hire a marketing agency to get you leads. A bunch of leads start coming in, and you hire a production manager to do all the production so you can take all the leads and you're doing estimates. That works just as good too. I'm just telling you what I did in my own personal experience, but I do think those are the 5 hats that you will wear and that you can hire out. So hiring out those things is how you would scale a painting company. Just so you know, painting companies, when you're the CEO, when you're the owner operator, they're really not worth that much money because you have to operate the business. So if you really wanted to sell it, the person buying it would really just be buying a job, that CEO job. But if you ever did hire that CEO position to where you're really not in the business, but it's an asset that generates cash, well, then it's actually worth something. A great quote I heard, I think it's from a Robert Kiyosaki book, was, the way you know if it's a real asset is if you could leave for 6 months or a year and not talk to anybody and then just come back. And after that time has passed, your business is actually bigger. That's when you have like a real asset, which you totally can get there with a painting company. But I just wanted to give you the 5 pillars and kind of a pathway and understanding of how you do it. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.